day of your life.
Well, one thing that isn't slowing down is the number of takeaway burgers we eat. We average one a month for every man, woman and child. So tonight, we're putting burgers to the test to find out what's really in them. Georgia Main has the details.
Just like our waistlines, our love of quick, cheap and easy meals just keeps growing. Last year, we ate our way through 284 million beef burgers. That's 12 burgers for every man, woman and child. So popular, it's the biggest rise in consumption across any food group. But what's really in them? We put 7 of the most popular hamburgers on the market to the test, from McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, even an independent takeaway burger shop, using a government-accredited lab to compare the fat and salt content of each meat patty. Microbiologist Cheryl Power.
They're very difficult to make safe for human consumption. Very thorough cooking is essential.
Dietitian Melanie McGrice then chewed through the results.
I was particularly surprised about the fact that some of these hamburgers that they're advertising as healthier weren't necessarily.
Which burger had the highest fat content?
Per patty, it was the McDonald's Angus burger with 22 grams of fat, but if you have a look at the McDonald's Big Mac, it actually has 2 patties, so it is the winner with 24 grams of fat in total. The other thing that you have to remember is this is just talking about the patties. We're not actually considering here the fat in the cheese and the sauces as well, which is going to increase the fat content again.
So imagine that's huge.
Yeah, we're talking about large amounts of fat here. Definitely more than what we need to eat in a whole day.
But it's not all bad news for hamburger lovers.
The lowest fat content was actually the McDonald's cheeseburger with 6 grams of fat, followed closely by the Hungry Jack's cheeseburger, which had 7 grams of fat. And the reason why they have so much less fat in each of those patties is because they're so much smaller.
So if there's a good burger to go for out of these, it'd be one of the smaller ones?
Yes, as long as you can stick to one. Otherwise, you're defeating the purpose.
It's a great big taste and a little bit fancy.
When McDonald's released their Grand Angus burger, it was the most successful launch of all time for the burger chain, with weekly sales estimated at over $2 million. The premium burger, boasting better quality and cut of meat, helped drive the demand.
Now lads, Hungry Jack's new Angus burger might have a wee...
Hungry Jack's soon followed suit.
Remember the flame grilled Angus beef?
But how do they compare to the other, less expensive burgers? Our results found an added ingredient you can't see.
The Hungry Jack's Angus burger actually contains, and then again, remember this is just the meat patty alone, actually contains about 9 grams of salt.
Wow.
Which is an extraordinary amount, especially when cheese is really high in salt, as is the bread roll.
What's the whole purpose of putting so much salt into hamburgers?
Salt's a natural preservative. The other thing that salt does is it's a flavour enhancer, and so because we taste the salt, it helps to really strengthen the flavour of the meat and cheese.
4 of the meat patties tested exceeded the daily allowance of salt.
We actually need about 1 gram of salt a day for good health. The government recommends you don't eat more than 4. You can get your whole daily intake with 1 burger if you choose unwisely.
McDonald's has already reduced the sugar content in their buns by 40%. Professor Bruce Neal from the Australian Division of World Action on Salt and Health is calling on fast food giants to put high salt warnings on some of their burgers.
I think industry does have a responsibility to provide healthier foods. High salt isn't going to kill you instantly, but what it's going to do is push up your blood pressure throughout your life and hugely increase your risks of stroke and heart attack, the leading causes of death in Australia.
For the record, the big chains were mostly healthier than the corner shop hamburger patty. It had the 3rd highest levels of fat at nearly 14 grams, high in salt too at more than 7 grams.
The lowest fat patty here was actually 17% fat. Now, something that's less than 3% is what we call low fat, and so these are all extraordinarily high in fat. You can actually buy some lean meats, some lean mince that's about 5% fat, so the best thing to do would be go down to your local butcher, get some nice lean red meat, and make your own patties that way.
Wholemeal bun?
Absolutely, wholemeal bun with lots of salad. I'm actually really disappointed in the amount of salad that are in these hamburgers here. Even these ones that are advertised as being packed full of salad, really you've only got a few lettuce leaves and a little bit of onion and 1 slice of tomato.
Now, both McDonald's and Hungry Jack's list nutritional information on their packaging, so you can check it out before you buy. And the full results of our burger tests are on our website. Coming up, winners one